Yeah, it was an 8-day shoot. And when I sent off that invoice, they were just like, okay. And I was like, that's it.
What?
Just okay. And then paid it in full. They paid it in full before even the event happened. This was like 3 or 4 weeks before. So it was just like
money.
Like that's what I'm saying. When they have the budget and they trust you and they let me get that. When that happens, it's like, okay. Yeah, like all right.
What is good, YouTube family? Man, Corporate JT back with another 6-figure conversation. And if you haven't watched before, in this video series, I'm going to take a deep dive with creatives in the corporate photo and video space. So again, we're not talking about weddings, pets, plants, none of that stuff. All right. In the corporate space. And so we're going to talk about real strategy, how these people's businesses have evolved. And of course, how they are getting to the corporate bag. So today, man, I'm really excited. I am joined by the inimitable Miss Leah Lowe out of Nashville, Tennessee. She is the powerhouse behind Alpha Media, and I'm just excited to have her. I came across her YouTube channel recently, and I really liked what she was doing. The YouTube is ultra crispy, by the way. And so Leah, without further ado, let the people know who you are, and let's dive right into this 6-figure conversation.
Yes, sir. My name is Leah. I am, as you said, from Nashville, Tennessee. I own and operate a media production company. And yeah, we do a lot over there. And I say we, it's me and some freelancers. But yeah, we do some stuff from corporate, commercial, not weddings though. We're past weddings. That was in the past.
like so many of us.
Right. That's how we started, but that's not how we ended. So
that ain't how we ended, man. Love it. Well, thank you again for your time. And man, without further ado, I'd like to just hop right in and let's get into it. So, man, the first question I always like to ask is like, how did we get here? Like, take me back through where you first started. Likely, going through some weddings and portraits, I imagine. And then how do we make that transition over here into the corporate space where we find ourselves today running Alpha Media?
Okay, so I believe I shot, of course, my first wedding. I filmed my first wedding and photographed it too, back in December of 2018. And I got paid $100 for that. Yeah. So
solid.
Yeah, it's a great first wedding. $100 for that. Definitely said I would never film again. And then I was able to film another wedding about a year later, and it was great. It was in somewhere in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I really enjoyed it for the most part. And from there I started Alpha Artistry, and that was just wedding films and photography. And then from there with the pandemic, because that was the whole thing, wedding industry definitely took a hit with the pandemic because obviously we can only have like 3 people. Just it really wrecked the industry, and it was kind of like, what do I do now? Also too, I think we all are familiar that, weddings don't stop, and key moments can be missed, and people are very upset when you miss those moments. And having to be on my feet for 14 hours straight, not missing a thing, was, it was something that I enjoyed. So with the pandemic, the fact that I really didn't enjoy it in weddings, I wanted to pivot to something else. And so I believe around 2022, I was approached with this job opportunity in Clinton, Tennessee with a nonprofit. And really, honestly, the rest is history. I met the individual that was the manager of the communications department at this nonprofit, where she worked at another nonprofit in Nashville for years. So while I was filming weddings, I was working at that nonprofit doing work in Nashville. And then she moved to DC for this job. And then she called me up. And from there, of course, they have bigger budgets. They'll fly me across the country to cover events, to cover, the same event every single year, 3 years in a row. And yeah, the rest is history. And it was all from, a Facebook post. I believe back in 2019, somebody just mentioned my name and they needed to live stream. No, it was 2020. It was 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic. Everybody needed live stream. I thought I knew how to do live stream. I got there, did not work. So I just held an iPad in the corner for an hour and a half. It was it was a mayoral debate in Nashville. I held it for an hour and a half, and apparently that was impressive, I guess, because it was like, well,
Wow.
she decided to figure it out, so we're gonna
Yeah.
hire her back for more stuff. And then, you know, I did really good. Next thing you know, I was just always on call for that nonprofit. And then when she left and went to DC, I got a bigger job. And
Yeah.
that's the transition in 2022. That was
it. 22. Okay. So that was like the light bulb moment. Like, wait a minute. I lost the client geographically, but I still didn't lose the client. Right. Yeah.
And establishing those relationships on like something so small as just holding an iPad in the corner in 2020 led to a bigger client and long term was the reason why I'm full time in 2022 from her moving there. And then the other one that left that nonprofit as well, I knew 3 of them. They've all gotten me on at other nonprofits. So I'm well known in the nonprofit space here in Nashville.
Okay. That's solid. And you know, that I enjoy hearing that, because that's one thing I always tell people about is like, the good thing about corporate is, you know, your clients can be anywhere around the country. They really can. And, you know, if I asked you, hey, how would you book a wedding in New York? Where would you start? How would you book a family portrait session in New York that pays you enough to justify the travel? But if I said, hey, book a conference in New York, that'd be a lot easier. Book a corporate event. You can just Google that and make those connections and see who knows somebody that knows somebody. So, you know, I'm happy to hear that you had that aha moment and kind of, I won't say took the bait, but you made the business decision, you know?
Yep. Yes, I did. Yes,
I love it. I love it. So let's talk about how your mindset has changed. I mean, I know we kind of touched on it a little bit, but like, how has your business mindset changed from when you first started to where you are now? Obviously, it looks like you understand the importance of like being a problem solver, you know, holding the iPad, right? But like, walk me through like where your mindset is now versus where it used to be.
So apart from being a problem solver is also creating assets for clients, you know, rather than this is just, you know, a really cool recap video of this event. How can I film this event and edit this video in a way that they can use it in perpetuity? You know, it's an evergreen piece of content. One thing I think, which I know you're probably going to ask this question later about my biggest pitch, was the fact that I was able to pitch this job in a way that was like, this is just not a recap video that you can post every year to get the group of people to come back to this event next year. You know, I want you to be able to use this video during you know, galas when you want people to donate. I want you to be able to, you know, use this video in email marketing campaigns when you also want people to donate. And therefore is more value-based pricing and more value-based assets than it is just here's a couple of photos, here's a couple of clips, and good luck next year trying to get people to come to this event again next year.
Yeah. That so it's crazy you say that. So as we're recording this right now, it's Tuesday. But yesterday I posted a YouTube video talking about this same thing, talking about the idea of making that transformation from a shooter to an owner. And the main difference is like an owner takes a vested interest in solving the problems and the needs of their clients. So instead of just saying, oh, you need a 3-minute recap video and 10 photos delivered tonight. Okay, cool. It's, hey, like you said, in perpetuity, how can we give you something that can stand the test of time, that when the new director of marketing takes the helm and you retire, they see that piece of content and say, you know, we don't even need to redo that. That's solid. You know what I mean? Those are the types of conversations and the mindset that I believe that we can start having. That's going to allow us to, like you said, have the value-based pricing, have the bigger budgets, have clients, you know, fly us out somewhere, because they know that we deliver a solution and not just like a photo or a video, right? You know?
Yep.
So along those lines, so let's talk about it. Let's dive into the pricing. What's the biggest project you've ever bid on, whether you want it or not? What's the biggest proposal you've sent over? How many zeros we talking?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5. Five.
Nice.
Five.
Five figures.
Mm-hmm.
And was that recent, or was that let's say this year, or was it like a couple of years back? Like, how recent was that?
So that was 2023.
Okay.
So yeah, this literally was the thing that catapulted me to full time. Obviously.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, when I sent over because it was an 8-day event. And I realized it was an 8-day. Yeah, it was, I mean,
Wow.
I would say I did work for that money, but there was a happy balance between it didn't kill me, but it was a long week of shooting and B-roll footage, photos, and I was doing also by myself. So I've grown over the years to know, like, outsource, get a second shooter, split that money up and things like that. But somehow I did it, and I did a good job. But yeah, it was an 8-day shoot. And when I sent off that invoice, they were just like, okay. And I was like,
what?
Just okay. And then paid it in full. They paid it in full before even the event happened. This was like 3 or 4 weeks before. So it was just like
money.
Like, that's all that. When they have the budget and they trust you and they
let me get that.
When that happens, it's like, okay, all right.
So is this has this been a repeat client for you?
It has been.
Okay.
Until pretty much this year and last year, just because since they're a nonprofit and they're in DC, a lot of, with kind of executive orders repealing different things, budgets are not there. So only reason right now that client has like not ended, I think, but kind of just few here. I hear from them
here and there,
far between here and there. Budget. Yeah, just budget.
Yeah.
And they had the budget. Yeah.
It was go time.
Right.
Oh man. No, I love it. So let me ask you a deeper question, right? My therapist, he says I'm gonna push a little bit.
Okay.
So do you think that you undercharged a little bit for that project?
Yes and no. I think for what they needed at that time, it was the right, price. But now, like, with working that event those 8 days and how I wanted to come the next year and do it better, and maybe less days with more, a team, I could have charged more just for more clarity, I guess, or more direction. In 2023, I hadn't, a good idea, a good understanding of like what to do, shot list, all that things. But now, 2025, like, it's like we could have streamlined that in 4 days, but we could have definitely had a bigger team, and we could have got more out of that event. And told stories that I could have, because see, I'm also their editor essentially. Like, I'm on what's the word? I am on retainer just to edit their footage, and it has been a chore trying to edit some stuff because they just don't have anything. And I built up the library for the last 3 or 4 years. And so just thinking about myself selfishly as an editor later on, we could have built something definitely evergreen that we could use with anything. Because I made a giving video, like not a giving video, but just like for
like a donation video.
Yeah, donation video that they want to do for this big project that they're coming up with, or they're trying to invest in. And it was a feat a little bit to grab footage from different events, but the fact that I shot them in a way that you didn't know that this event happened in 2022, you didn't know this event happened in 24. You don't know that this event was totally different from the other event that I filmed. But I think if I could have charged more just on the strategic end and having more people, if I was to do that event the following year. But no, I think I definitely, for me and what I delivered, perfect price.
Love it. So I think that kind of segues into a question I was just kind of thinking as we were talking. Some people that I talk to in the corporate community, some people that I talk to even in the comments on YouTube as well, I've had a few people ask about or rather mention the idea of like, should I like doing it before they're ready? is there any kind of thoughts you can add about that idea of like, hey, even if you don't feel fully ready? Because if I'm not mistaken, this was 2023 for this big client, right? An 8-day event. So this was what, a year after you went full time, or the year after you made the pivot. So talk to me about like feeling ready versus like, hey, ready or not, like, let's see what happens. You know, like what how's that been for you?
I think it really just comes down to, that's a good question, honestly. It's more of I feel like you're never going to be ready. You're never going to be fully ready until you put yourself in that position. But you can be best prepared as you possibly can be for the situation.
Yeah.
So, you know, I look back at 2023, that 8-day event, and I've looked at other projects as well. And I'm just like, I could have done that better. I could have, improved that workflow. But if I didn't get that experience or actually like go back and look at how I could have gotten better or what went right and what went wrong, I wouldn't know. And so I would say, that somebody that was willing to spend that much money on me and not even bat an eye just gave me confidence anyway to just be able to, to figure it out. Like, obviously I know enough to trust me to write that check and not even think twice about it,
Yeah.
Obviously you have some kind of confidence in me. Obviously you believe that I know what I am doing. And the thing about me is I feel like even if I really don't know what I'm doing initially, I'm going to find a way. Like, I'm going to do the research. I'm going to put in the practice. I'm going to put in the preparation before even the event arrives so that I am ready to the best of my ability. And whatever goes wrong or whatever it is that I have to learn from, I'll learn it, and I'll do better on the next shoot. And some of the stuff, they don't even notice that you didn't know, or you did. They didn't even know.
Very true.
That was a struggle at all. You're over here freaking out about it. And it's like, no, like they didn't even know. And so you just know mentally, this is what I'm gonna prove on the next shoot, on the next event. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I think what we have to balance or think about is, would you rather, like, since you don't feel ready, would you rather not do it and miss out on the money and the opportunity and a potential client,
right?
Or would you rather do it, and then even if you mess up, at least now you know how to correct it? Because you're right, you can only be so prepared for something, especially if you've never done it. You can research for the next year, you're still not going to be prepared to a certain level. There's always that little extra that just comes from actually stepping into the space and, like, honestly feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
And learning how to manage people, manage the pressure, be where you need to be, do what you say you're going to do, etc. So I agree. You're never going to be fully ready, but man, go ahead and give me that money and let me get ready. All right. With the money in my pocket. Right.
And I'll learn, and I will learn, and I will do better the next shoot. And the thing is, you will never know that I was struggling, or I was like, that wasn't a good call. Right. That was a smart move, but yeah.
I'd rather make that mistake with the money in my pocket than to have nothing. And I'm like, well, I'll be right. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah.
So kind of in talking about that, what's one thing you wish more people understood about the corporate space specifically?
So since I'm like between both worlds, corporate and commercial, the commercial world, right? They know what to look for. These agencies know who to hire, what kind of messaging they want with their videos. I always keep talking. I'll talk about all year the Nike commercial that that played during the Super Bowl with Doechii, the voiceover and things like that. That was a team of creatives. That some people got around the table and like, this is our idea, and this is how we're going to bring it to life. Corporate doesn't have that. Corporate doesn't have the communications department team. They don't have the creative director. They don't have anything. They have you.
Yep.
And so that's the thing you have to understand about the corporate world. They have no idea. And unfortunately, they can get taken advantage of. There's people that can come in and say that they can do a job that, say like my job, I quoted it. I'll say, tell them $19,000 for that job. Right.
Loving it.
I can do it for $5. I could do it for $5.
Exactly.
Okay. What am I getting for $5? You're getting photo and video just like that she did for $19. Okay, then
Exactly.
later on you realize that you can't post it because the music isn't licensed, so it's going to get taken down or flagged, or you get cease and desist letter, or what else can happen? Or, better yet, you get with a photographer that does know what they're doing and they ask you, which I probably should have done. This is something I did learn, that I probably should have a fee, a usage fee or something like that. But, you get that photographer that's like, you can't put this on the website, you can't put this on anywhere unless you pay me this in this amount of time. Then once that's ended, you got to take it down. All these things, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like you're gonna pay for it in the long run, but you don't know any better. I'm not that creative agency that knows about the fact that, like my friend, she is an editor for HBO, and she was telling me about how the licensing costs a fortune for some of these videos, and they can only have it up for 2 weeks and it has to be taken down. So oh my goodness, you tell me you pay, the company pays $20,000 to license a song and they can only use it for 2 weeks. It's things like that a corporate world doesn't know, right?
Yeah.
But you're supposed to tell them and educate them and let them know you're the go-to. And so yeah, I hope I answered that. The question that's the one thing,
Yeah. No, that is a great answer. I hadn't even really thought of that. But it's true. It's like I tell people sometimes, you think that even if they have the big budget, you would be surprised how behind the scenes a lot of these events, they're not really as well oiled of a machine as you think they are.
Yeah.
I've seen where there's massive conferences and it's like 3 people running the whole thing.
Yeah.
2,000 person conference, you got 3 people that run all of it.
Yeah.
And they are planning for 6 months, just all 3 of them.
Yep.
They're just, I don't want to call them a ragtag bunch of planners, but like they are bootstrapping this thing by themselves, and every idea comes from them.
Yeah.
But to your point, or kind of piggybacking on that, I think that that's an opportunity for people to come in like us, to come in and educate, right? And do it in a way that I tell people that you want to position yourself as their best option.
Yep.
And you do that by having conversations with them that other people aren't having. So instead of talking about the resolution, I'm going to say, what do you need it for? Yeah. Where's the picture going to live? Is it the banner image? Okay. Now I'll give you the resolution because it's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I agree with you, man. In the corporate world, things are a little more, what's the word I'm thinking of? Maybe it's not informal, a little less put together than you think.
Yeah.
But if you can come in and be the authority in the room, man, they just like take all this money, take all these projects.
Think about it, like because like I said with Nike, like they got their creative team.
Yeah.
At this point, just get with the agency. They're gonna hire out the DP. The DP is gonna get the team together, and they're gonna bring this vision to life, and it's done. Whereas the corporate, like, hey, I think we need an internal video on like how to not, get your foot cut off during we do that. We'll just film it with your iPhone or something. Let's not do that. Let's build a plan here. Let's build a strategy here of how we're going to get this internal video that's, engaging, that, your workers are actually going to pay attention and watch the video, but also really remember it so they don't do something stupid on the forklift, those, and those videos, I was like, this, sometimes it was gimmicky, but hey, I did remember it at least. So, that was the goal, video.
Right. And you said something kind of nuanced there. You said, like, when the client comes to you and they say, I think we need a video. Oh, that's so subtle, but that means that she's like, I think we need it, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
Or one thing I've heard that catches my eye is when someone says, when you come to them, hey, like, have you thought about this type of video or that video? And they say, man, I've been wanting to do a video like that for years. But when you get down to it, they didn't know where to start, because that's not their wheelhouse. So they didn't know who to call, how much it would cost, how far in ahead they don't know none of that. They're just like, one day I'll get to it. But also that's why you come and start asking questions. And again, just being that authority in the room, and it really goes a long way.
Right.
Really goes a long way.
Thank you too, because you solved a problem, less headaches, Like, you just don't know, guys. When you outsource stuff to other people to handle, and you can trust them, and like they got it.
Come on now.
Whatever the price is.
Whatever.
Peace of mind, priceless. Whatever the price is.
They will throw you every projects that they didn't mention.
Right.
Projects that they're like, oh, wait a minute. I just realized we also want to do this golf tournament, or this. Like they'll just start throwing stuff at you, and you're like, where is this coming from, man? It's because you're a solution now. You're the light at the end of the tunnel for all things photo and video, right?
Yep.
Man, come on now. You preaching. All right. So, man, first of all, I've really enjoyed this conversation up to this point. What's next for you as you continue to grow? Like, looking on the horizon, what are like some big goals you have, or what are some things you're trying to accomplish as we continue to grow Alpha Media?
Oh, wow. Okay. So, of course, corporate is still going to be my livelihood. It's going to definitely be still a part of one of the services that I offer, because they're always going to need it. But the future of Alpha Media, I think I'm pretty set on documentaries. You know, and selling those to Netflix, Hulu, things like that, as well as on the commercial side, you know, working with these media agencies to create, you know, ads that run during the Super Bowl, like Nike.
Yeah.
You know, because like I've always said, like with corporate work, it's I'm not saying it's boring, but it's not creative. You know, it's not creative.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. You can say it.
It can get repetitive. It can get simple. It can be so easy. You've done it so many times. You know, you can set up in 30 minutes and break down in 30 minutes. You know the look, all those things, 2 camera setup, 24 frames per second, 1/50, or shutter angle 180. It's very simple. You know, white balance set at 5,000 Kelvin, you know, camera set, you know, all that stuff. It's just very simple, very straightforward. And for me,
agreed.
I get bored.
Yeah.
And so, but it's like, it pays the bill. So I'm not gonna, you know, turn that down. And mostly I laugh because you travel way more with corporate clients than you do with the commercial work. I went to California, twice to California, Sacramento and LA. I think I went to North Carolina, New York. I'm everywhere because of corporate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But on the commercial side, you know, that's fun, but still you have to do what, you know, your client wants, their vision, and bring that to life. And then the documentary is just like passion project, but you still can make money from it. You still can pay bills. So that's the future I see with Alpha Media LLC. I'm thankful to have friends in the industry, from editors to producers and directors. So there's a future with us having all our toes in different industries.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, I think thanks for sharing that. I think especially the corporate world, it is a good kind of springboard into other industries, not necessarily weddings and portraits.
Yeah.
But it's like that gateway industry into like more serious video work, documentaries and things like that. Because the skill overlap is literally like a 1-to-1 skill overlap, really.
Yes.
It's just when you go to that next level, it's really more about the story and the subtleties of what you're filming versus corporate. You're right. You can say it. It is boring. Okay.
Yeah. But it pays the bills.
But it's paying every single one of those bills. All right.
Single one of those little bills that might stress you out. Okay. Overhead is cleared because of these corporate clients. So
very, very true. Very, very true. Well, I love to hear about it. I'm excited, and I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines as you once you get that doc on Netflix. Let me know. I'm gonna get my little lesser evil popcorn and go ahead and turn up one time for you. But hey, so as we kind of reach the end of our conversation, you know, I have some rapid fire questions for you that I like to call the corporate 10.
Okay.
Couple questions, and we're gonna bring this baby home. All right. So number 1, email or Zoom?
Dang. Is it one of those like I like emails, start off the email, and then I go into Zoom? Like
let's say if you could only pick one forever, email or Zoom. Zoom.
I hate trying to type. If it wasn't for AI right now, that's obviously copying everything I say. I'm gonna say it. AI definitely writes my emails. Like, it is what it is. I'm too busy overthinking. Like, did I say that like professionally, sophisticatedly? You know. So I would rather you see my personality through Zoom than to.
Facts. I agree. And yes, every single email.
Yeah.
Anyway. Favorite lens of all time?
Ooh, man. I would have to go with the Typoc 35 millimeter to T1.2, T.14, 1.5.
That sounds delectable.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice compact cinema lens, not too heavy, not too light, It's a poor man's version of a Cook lens. That's what I call it. So
hey, we taking it. Come on now. All right. Early call or late night edit?
Ooh, early call. I start losing brain cells and the will to live when it's late night edit.
Start spiraling into darkness at that late night.
Right.
Bad place to be.
Yeah, you brought me back. Now it's like, oh yeah, I remember that edit. Oh, that was a 48-hour thing, a marathon for that one. Oh yeah.
Never again.
Right.
So 25K one-off gig or a $5,000 monthly retainer for a year.
Man. I'm gonna say 25K one off just because I'm a good what is it? What's the word? I'm really reserved with my money. I can spread that out for a year. So,
yeah.
I'm very frugal, and a lot of my jobs were like big payments that stretched out over time. So it's like I'm a realtor selling houses. So you have a 3-month down period, but that's nice to have a 3-month down period because that one project paid for the rest of it. So.
Right, for real. Nice. What is the favorite piece of gear you currently own? Out of all the gear, what's that favorite one piece?
I love my FX3, but something about this Osmo Pocket.
Ooh.
It
hits. It hits every time.
Do your thing. It's gimbal and all. So it's my new, I love my FX3. So, that's my baby. But this Osmo Pocket.
Yeah.
So vlogging and getting those shots of BTS, like just set it up and let it go.
Man, listen, I had been waiting and dragging my feet to buy one, and I think I tried to buy it like literally right as the prices were changing, because I kid you not, I went on to Amazon and it said like $4.99 or whatever it said.
Yeah.
And then when I clicked on it and went to check out, it was $800. I did that for like 10 minutes. So it was like they were just now updating. So that hurt my spirit. So
no,
obviously,
it hurt me too. I found it on Amazon for $6.99. Didn't make me feel any better, but it made me feel better than $8.99. I looked up. It was some sale, and I was looking, and I found it. This was only a week ago, but still, I was just like, because I took it on a mini doc that I did in Connecticut, and we used it on the hike, and it was just because we could do the Ronin 4D, but lugging it was a 4,000 some odd elevation. It was a 6-hour ascend and a 2-hour descend, clearly talking and filming, but still it was terrible. I do not see myself having my FX6 trying to go up those rocks. So this Osmo Pocket really, and the footage is great when you know how to color grade and expose everything right. It looks great. You can't tell mixing it with the cinema camera. So I was just like, listen, this is that really that quick grab. It's your phone better. So that's but I get it, because that's why I was like, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
But when I saw it for $6, I was like,
let's do it.
But okay. But okay.
You win some, you lose some.
Right.
So what is the most slept on skill that creatives need for corporate photo and video? The skill most slept on.
Communication. I feel like, and even I'm saying this for myself, if you're able to communicate what you do well, I'm not even saying the best, just well, then that person that's coming in to say I can do that $19,000 job for $6,000, it's kind of like, nah, you can't, because I did what I was supposed to do by communicating effectively what it is I do, the value that I provide, the solution, the problem that I solve. So I think that alone, if far above composition, the cameras that you use, the deliverables. If you can communicate effectively why they should go with you, why they should spend more money on you, if in your market, you're their go-to for everything. You've flown out everywhere. Like you could have, when I went to California, out of all the videographers or cinematographers, and you chose me to fly me from Tennessee to LA to film this
across the entire world.
Right. To do that. And it's because you effectively communicate, they see the value, And with some events too, it's not even about the quality, because if you go, I know you hate filming and photographing in a conference room in a hotel. That lighting is, especially if, before then I couldn't, bring and just bounce some lights off the ceiling and fill it with
less than ideal.
Less than ideal. And so it's just this looks terrible according to our standards, right? But the fact that, hey, it tells a story through the photos, tells a story through the videos. You cut together a great video that they can use in perpetuity for any event that they use, not only to, encourage you to come to this event next year, but any event. They can just use it for anything. Yeah. You know what? Not even paying attention to the fact that it's a little orange because the lighting is terrible in there. You tried your best to balance that out in post. Yeah, that was a time. And now I'm PTSD on that story. So.
Never again. Oh man. All right. Next, what's your biggest client red flag?
Dang, what is my biggest client red flag? If I ever have a client that tells me that a former photographer or former videographer did it for this much, don't even worry about it. You need to go talk to them then.
Yeah.
You need to go call them, because that sounds like that's your price range, I'm not here to compete on price. I'm here to provide a solution, and this is the price for that solution. If you want to pay it, and if you can pay it, okay. If not, maybe go talk to that other person that you told me that does that price. Yeah, that's the biggest red flag. I already know it's going to be a problem. Everything is going to be nitpicked, to the nth degree. That's not even reasonable, because you don't want to pay for it, and that's fine. You find somebody else.
Yeah.
In your budget.
Facts, man. I hate when you hear that. I haven't heard that in a while, but when you do hear it, it's like, so why are we talking?
Exactly. Why are
we on
me?
Why are we on the phone? I don't
it feels like, you're at a dealership trying to finagle the price right now. Well, Kelly Blue Book says da 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 da, and I'm like, okay, well, at a car salesman they kind of up the price, so we can finagle, but this is my livelihood. So it's like, if you don't want to pay, that's fine. There's so many other people you can reach out to.
Yeah, exactly. Favorite client you've ever worked with?
Ooh. Okay, so there's actually, I've actually haven't really had bad clients, thankfully. So that's really hard to narrow down.
Maybe a favorite project, maybe like a project or an event. How about that?
So this was actually about a year ago now, I think. So I'm trying to get back more into this, but it was a project that I did for a menswear company here in Nashville. And it was just, I realized fashion, and I really love those types of shoots. And it was a fairly simple shoot with using a cyc wall, like $40 an hour, great pure space. It was great. It'll be a future YouTube video, but that was definitely one of my favorite projects. It was just so fun to just, get the music down with the different, reels that I created. It was like a 2-hour shoot, and I was able to create like 6 pieces of content that he could run as ads, for prom, because it was for just prom. Getting the model for that, it's definitely done on a budget and stuff like that. And it was definitely done last minute, because that's a whole story in itself with the previous video that we agreed on. But that definitely was the pivot from, it was a whole thing. The pivot from, okay, we're not doing this project, we're going to do this, and we only have like a week to do it. And this is what I was able to create with a week and short, notice. It was probably my favorite project. Stressful, definitely, but definitely
absolutely. Always stressful.
Always. I know that's another thing too. It's just, I don't know if you ever thought this was going to be a breeze and simple. When that happens, you got to look around because something is about to fall or go out. A light go out or something like that. It's always
real. I agree completely. 2 more. Okay. Edit everything or outsource everything.
That is a really tough question. There's no depending, because it's like if you trust your editor, outsource everything. But if you don't really trust your editor, edit it yourself. Ooh, edit everything or outsource everything. Dang. I'm gonna have to say edit everything just because kind of don't trust. Sometimes I just don't trust people. It depends on what it is. That's what I said. It depends on what it is. If it's something out of my wheelhouse and there's a better editor out there, oh yeah, because I know 2 of them, so that project's going to them. But if it's something that I'm fully capable of doing, and I'm not familiar with the editor and I don't trust them to tell the story with the footage that I've been able to gather, my name's on that. My business is on that. I don't. Or something that you feel like AI could have done that, something cookie cutter. Yeah, no. You don't know. No,
agreed.
I don't want anybody coming back saying like, well, I could have done that myself. Or our intern that just came on, she could have done that too. Yeah, no. You hear that a lot.
We don't want. Yeah, facts. Last question. My favorite question. 1 word that describes your journey so far.
Roller coaster for sure. Roller coaster. It is. It's very unconventional roller coaster, highs and lows, but it's been fun. I will say that I've grown a lot. Yeah. Was very introverted. Very introverted. Would you believe that?
No.
That I was introverted. There you go. That's
roller coaster. Love it. And roller coasters are fun. All right.
Right. I mean, I'm a big fan of the big drop too.
Right.
So.
Love it. Well, Leah, I really appreciated just your vibe and personality on the call. I appreciate all the information you've provided. How can people connect with you, get in touch with you? How can they connect?
Well, I'm on YouTube now. I'm being consistent with that, so you can follow me on YouTube with I guess under my name. I think it's just Leah Lowe, right? And I also have my Instagram page for my business. It's Alpha Media LLC, I believe, or Alpha Media TN. But look, I'll email you the right titles for that. And I mean that's really it. I'm on LinkedIn where all the grown folk are, giving advice and having people say little things that are toxic here and there, and then everybody comes in and are mad positive. So if you see one of those posts where I was very straightforward to the point, I said it with a smile. Okay, so that's where I'm at. Maybe I'll take my talents to TikTok. I don't know. Half the time I don't know if it's going to be around or not. So but those are the places you definitely can find me.
Love it. Well, hey everybody, man, just want to again give a shout out to her for joining us. And as always, guys, if you are looking to grow your corporate photo and video business, man, I hope you are in the right place. Make sure you lock in by subscribing, all that good stuff. If you don't want to, who cares? But if you do want to stay locked in, make sure you subscribe. And as always, guys, let's get that corporate bag. I'm out. Thanks, Leah. Appreciate you.
Thank you.